Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Environmental Justice Now. My name is Leah Jones, and I am the Water Justice Organizer and Organizing Coordinator here at Virginia Interfaith Power and Light. Before we get started today, as usual, I'd like to do a very brief land acknowledgement. While we are on a video call and many of us are joining in from different places, it's important to remind ourselves that we gather on the unceded land of the Indigenous peoples. I am joining in from so-called Richmond, Virginia, and I am currently located on the land of the Powhatan and Chickahominy peoples. So if you are unsure of whose land you are on and you would like to find out and learn, you can always visit native-land.ca to find out. So with that being said, thanks again for coming back for another episode. Happy Friday, everyone. We are back again with another week of updates on this year's General Assembly session. We are officially in post crossover now. All of the bills have moved over into the opposite chambers. All of the bills that came out of the House, if they made it, have crossed over into the Senate and vice versa. So there's been a lot of action and big changes this week, especially with a lot of the bills that we've been following. So with that being said, let's jump right into the updates. So the bills that we've been leading on, that we've been talking about at the start of the show as usual every week. First, our comprehensive planning bill, as we mentioned last week. The bill that was in the Senate, sponsored by Senator McClellan, did unfortunately get laid on the table last week, which does also now bring us to our utility shutoff protection bills. They were actually our bill in the Senate, SB 1447, sponsored by Senator Edwards. Unfortunately, also was laid on the table. It was in subcommittee number 5 yesterday, within the Commerce and Energy Committee, and it was unfortunately laid on the table with 5 in favor and 4 noes. Or actually, my apologies. It was actually 4 yeses and 2 noes. So hopefully next year, although we weren't able to get these bills, either one of our comprehensive planning bill or our shut-off protection bills this year, hopefully we can make further progress next year. I do feel like even though these were officially losses for our bills, we were able to start building relationships in a really meaningful way to hopefully create more traction for next year. So we'll be looking forward to that. Which now brings us, that's the update on our leading bills. So now let's move on to the other bills that we're supporting. Now, a few updates on SB 1321 and HB 1604. These bills are about our Affordable Energy Act. So the official title is the Virginia Electric Utility and Regulation Act. Both of these bills we have talked about, but what they do is it will restore the ability of the SEC to set electric rates for customers of investor-owned utilities by removing restrictions that prevent regulators from lowering rates if customers were to be overcharged. This bill is actually on the Senate floor. In the Senate, the constitutional reading dispensed the bill with 40 yeses and 0 noes. And the bill was actually passed by for the day yesterday, and it could be voted on today. So we'll have to hear what the final ruling was in the House for the bill coming out of the Senate. Now, moving forward to other bills that we're supporting, SB 1417 and HB 2267. These bills address the Rate Adjustment Reform Act. So what these bills do, the bill in the Senate is sponsored by Senator Suderling, probably pronouncing it wrong. I have difficulties with that one. And the bill coming out of the House, HB 2267, is sponsored by Delegate Will. So what these bills do is allow the SEC to decide, instead of the utility, whether it's better for customers to use base rates or rate adjustment clauses, known as RACs. RACs have actually contributed to 60% of bill increases for Dominion Energy customers since they were established in 2007. So that's quite a big deal, I feel like. And this bill that came from the House, HB 2267, and is now in the Senate and has been referred to the Commerce and Labor Committee and could come up next Monday. So please be on the lookout for that, and speak up if you can, to support. Now, lastly, the last set of updates we have for this week are about bills that we're looking out for and have been on the lookout for in this session. As I've been updating for the past few weeks, I've been mentioning this Bad Dominion bill, specifically SB 1265, sponsored by Senator Saslaw. So what this bill, in case you've missed last week's updates, what this bill actually does, it will automatically raise Dominion's profit level from 9.35%, actually all the way to 10.07%, without SEC scrutiny, and even against the SEC expert recommendations. So this could be more money in Dominion's pockets, more money coming out of the consumers' pockets. So unfortunately, this bill did pass by the Senate. It was reported from the Commerce, from moving over, once the bill crossed over from the Senate and into the House, it was reported from the House and from the Commerce and Energy Committee with a substitute, with 12 yeses and 10 noes. So unfortunately, that bill was reported from the House committee. And we'll have to see what's going on with HB 1770. We don't have the update on that right now, but we do know that the bill was heard earlier this week. So please be on the lookout for more updates from us next week. Unfortunately, like I mentioned earlier, our bills that we were leading on this session did not make it all the way through, but we're looking forward to next year already. And of course, still looking forward to supporting all of our other bills we're supporting in coalition. And of course, protecting the progress that we've made. So if you want to continue to check out the other bills that we're supporting and everything else that we're keeping up with in GA, you can always visit our VIPO webpage for this year's GA session by visiting this link. Of course, as usual, we also have a call happening every Monday, just a brief action to take with us, a quick 30-minute call where we can all sit there and take action right there on a bill that week. So please be sure to join us on that as well if you can. And that is linked as well on our GA webpage and specifically at this link here. And lastly, if you would like to keep up with everything else VGIPO is up to outside of GA and what we're looking forward to as GA winds down, please be sure to also join our supporters list, which of course you can find on our website and also by joining us here at this link. So please be sure to do that. If you are able to or would like to know more about what VIPO is up to, and we look forward to hearing from you, hopefully on next week's Monday call, and if not, hopefully back again next Friday. We'll see you next week. Thanks again, and happy Friday. Bye.